We're back and we're here for a spooky, scary. It's not even spooky, scary.
It's not scary.
It's a second person storytelling narrative.
We are going to be telling a story, and you are the main character.
You are the main.
That's right. And all those other couple listeners that are listening, it's not them, man. I'm talking about you.
You know who you are.
And if you're in a room with
those-
multiple people, why, man? This is a one-person experience.
Yeah.
You better find some space.
Who the fuck listens to
What if-
podcasts with multiple people?
What if they listen with like two other people and they also like respond like we're like in a 6-person group, like all three of them? Whoa, how crazy would that be? Sean, how come you never answer those girls' DMs who asked us to prom, by the way? Or not prom, to go on a date. Some random girls that DM'd me and Sean, but they were pretty persuasive about it.
Were they going to pay us?
No, they just both they said it would be a really good time or something. If they were being honest, then I
Just
love
saying,
the
how
times.
much stuff have you gotten talked into? That would, if we're gonna have a really
More
good
than
time.
I would like to admit. All right, so picture this: you are the main character. You're in a place with crickets. You're outside. Sean, take it away. Now we've got a reason. We just added in cricket sound, by the way, guys, for the storytelling perspective.
Thud, 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 thud. Big thuds behind you.
Are those? Oh,
You don't know what's happening, but you know something's coming for you.
you start running.
But then you realize that, oh my God, you're in an all black area with just a spotlight on you,
Oh,
so you can't see anything else.
It's the helicopter up above, shining a light down.
But it's a silent helicopter. How do they manage to pull that off? That's what you wonder.
yeah. You must. Never mind.
Why?
No, I'm gonna take away.
Keep going.
No, you guys aren't gonna like it.
What?
What are you gonna
It's
say?
It's a pretty big jump in story.
That's
I don't know.
fine. Go for it.
You must be in some kind of backwards universe or something.
That's fine. Yeah.
Loud things are loud,
No.
but some loud things are soft.
But this is a loud thing.
But it's so quiet.
It's so soft. It's one of the exceptions. They're called mutants.
Anyway, back to
Back to the cricket.
the cricket.
The cricket hops over to you. You're done running at this point. You know you can't get away from the helicopter. I don't even know how you know it's a helicopter if you can't hear it. That's usually a dead giveaway.
Spotlight.
It's a dead giveaway. Yeah, or you could be on a stage or something.
Oh, it's
or-
because you had a mirror on you and you reversed the spotlight back at it to see who it was.
That's right.
And you blinded the guy driving it. Oh my God, the whole helicopter is going
They
down.
died and they crashed.
But wait, you go up to the helicopter and while one of the pilots he's
What?
barely clinging onto life.
it would explode if it hit the ground.
Yeah, but he survived the
No,
explosion barely.
this is like that Al
He's a
Qaeda
mutant.
mission.
But he's dying still.
He's
And
still dying. He needs your pure blood.
What are you gonna do? Option
The
A.
cricket hops behind you. Looks like a tough decision, huh?
That's right. Crickets can talk because it's the backwards universe that we previously mentioned.
It's not like there's one special cricket.
'Cause crickets
There's
can't
allowed to
talk.
be one special thing for the main character.
It's like Jiminy Cricket.
It's like cheating. It's like the main character gets a cheat, and yours is a talking cricket.
The cricket is
Who
just
tells
his
you what
personality.
To do? So it's not a story.
This
anymore.
cricket is just like the little dragon from Mulan, guys. You were like, oh my God, you're just like the dragon from
Oh
Mulan.
my, you're so funny.
There's a cricket.
cricket
There
is-
is a cricket in Mulan.
You're my ancestral
this is the-
deity. You're the guardian of my clan.
You know what the cricket said?
Oh,
No.
yeah. And I'm a cricket.
I'm a cricket.
Now, want to go get something to eat?
What do you say?
Yeah, sure. You say?
You say-
All right. I'm thinking Arby's.
But Arby's is gross, you remember.
Arby's, you say?
That's gross.
That's gross.
You exclaim.
We found a good system. Okay.
My ancestors are cowards. Wow.
I feel like I'm not in on this system.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I
you're
don't
like
know.
you're
I
like
got lost.
you're like the directions. Like you're like you said.
No, dude, don't give me a system or I'm going to freak out. I don't have to remember to be doing something very specific.
All right, let's go to Arby's. Turn
But
on your teleport.
But you told him you weren't going to Arby's. It's like he just ignored you.
You wonder why this cricket is so obstinate and,
And
stubborn.
rude.
He's just.
He's pissing you off.
But then you remember he's your clan guardian, and that's exactly like your dad.
And then you think back to, wait a minute. You haven't seen your dad for 12 years. He just suddenly disappeared one day.
Mamma mia, is this cricket my dad?
I don't know, but I'm too nervous to ask. I'm going to be so embarrassed if I'm wrong, you think.
I think it's best to listen to him for now.
You
said
in your head.
you turn on your teleporter on your arm that you conveniently have.
Because it's backwards world, and in the current world, we don't have teleporters.
So that means that they would have it in backwards world.
Yeah.
Oh, watch out! Every time you use your teleporter, you turn 1% more dinosaur. You see your whole arm turns into a T-Rex arm.
Turns out you were already pretty high up percentage-wise into dinosaur.
Turns out you did some teleportation equivalent actions in your regular world.
You only get 100 teleports before you're fully dinosaur.
Usually people save them for like when you're too old to move.
Life or death, not necessarily like Arby's trips. The worst part is when you get there, you realize that you've only moved about 50 meters. There was an Arby's down the road.
Yeah, but the hill was steep.
For a cricket, maybe.
Not for me. A human, I think. You think. You go inside.
Oh my God. There's nothing on this goddamn menu, you exclaim in your head. God, fuck Arby's.
Did I just hear you say something illegal?
That's right. In this alternate dimension version of your world.
No one can insult the president.
Arby.
Who owns all the Arby's?
Especially because in this world...
No, I
In
didn't
the-
say anything, you say.
What were you going to say, other narrator?
Also, Arby's is today's sponsor, so we remember... Me, Aiden, Sean, and Tyler all remember that they can't trash Arby's.
Wow. Also,
continue.
I just remembered that this isn't from our perspective, the
the
three
narrators.
narrators anymore. This is from the viewer's perspective.
We can still chat. Narrators sometimes
Yes,
chime in.
you, the main character.
Give their own...
You, the main character,
Suddenly
listening right
remember.
now.
You guys haven't
that
watched any
Arby's
Arrested
is-
Development, then.
What the
Go
fuck
on.
are you
That
talking
doesn't exist in this alternate world.
Right, because it's opposite.
Yes.
It's backwards. And it exists in this world.
And the whatever brothers. What are their names? The directors?
The Russo brothers?
Yeah.
Weinstein?
They're sisters.
They didn't get adopted to the same house.
They're sisters. They didn't make Avengers. They made Girl
Babies.
Avengers, and it sucks. Who wants to watch that?
They made Avengers babies. Baby versions of all the Avengers.
The Avenger Rama Island or whatever.
Come on, aren't you going to order? You look up at the menu.
Despite already being discussed in what you saw.
Gray gloop, blue goop, skizzer fungus. What are these? You exclaim.
These sound terrible. Who said that? You hear? Oh God, this is the Arby's owned by
It's
Arby.
who was chasing you in the field earlier.
Thump.
Arby.
Aha! I found you, little pig.
That's you feel like a little pig inferior. It makes you feel so
Little
little.
this giant wolf.
You feel so fat and round, like a little pig.
Your confidence is at an all-time low.
If you were one of the three pigs, you just made your house out of sticks and hay.
Uh-oh.
He blew it.
You said it now. Arby picks you up by the collar and hoists you into the air with no effort. One arm only.
Eating you now.
Dad, help!
No, please. You
Dad,
exclaim.
help! You scream. Suddenly, the cricket.
Cricket transforms.
You finally. You undid the spell. You did it. No, he
all
still has
it
the same voice. I'm sorry. You undid the spell.
The requirement for getting me out of cricket form. To feel sexual love towards me. No, you exclaim. That's not at all what I... Maybe in my life or death I've got confused, but no.
It's too late. He doesn't hear you as he slowly transforms back into a real human man.
Oh yeah, but then he turns all white and starts to glow. Oh, that's right. I got an upgrade. And he turns into a giant Power Rangers Megazord.
Holy shit.
But
Now he's
the Arby could also turn into the Arby turns into a Godzilla Arby version of no. I'm sorry.
What is Arby? We
Super
never-
Shredder version.
What is Arby?
Arby is just
Super
a
Arby.
giant dude.
Guy?
I'm imagining
he's
kind of like
massive,
it's
though.
kind of like
Right.
kind of like in I don't know. I'm picturing him like in Spider Verse. What's his name? Who am I thinking?
Oh, Kingpin.
Kingpin, you know, kind of imagining that.
So
but he's super. He is like I have the ooze from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Secret of the Ooze movie.
I have
And
all the
injects
glue.
himself
I can
with
do
a
what
giant-
what Shredder did to become Super Shredder. I'm Super Arby. He exclaims.
You're still in Arby's clutches. He grows to the size of 6 Empire State Buildings stacked on top of each other horizontally. So not that big.
About 1/3 of the regular Empire State Building.
Yeah, but that's still pretty massive. Then you get a glimpse this terrible world you just got thrown into. and you look over the horizon and see, that's right, human concentration camps where people are forced to be turned into glue so that they can be served at Arby's.
But you can't even think about that right now. The only thing you can think of is, he turned back into a human. Why do I still hear cricket sounds? You look over. He's rubbing his hands together. He still makes the cricket sound. Anyway, that's why you're still hearing cricket sounds.
Yeah, but now now you, the viewer, now your dad is a Megazord, meaning he's 5 different robots fused into one. So 5 key parts of his personality are all split. One is super jealous, one is super smart, one's badass.
One's super hung.
Yeah, and one's exactly like Carl from Jimmy Neutron. Surprisingly, that's that trait you inherited the most when you got born.
You look down at your stupid little clammy hands.
You're powerless to do anything in this situation.
You also realize that in this alternate world, you're some sort of race that you've never seen before. You feel the sides of your neck, gills.
Also,
And half dinosaur now from the teleportation.
You're an aquatic dinosaur with gills.
but then you realize what else is different about this universe, and then you realize that this whole time you've been able to see an additional color that humans in this world have never been able to see before. It's beautiful. You're blown away.
That's why people put up with the gloop stuff, getting turned into gloop just so they can see this extra color.
You say, Mr. Arby, I see now. Please, I understand.
Little pig, you now see. Purple.
I understand why Arby's is so great now.
The colors have nothing to do. Okay, I'm glad you understand now.
Oh boy, you think? Oh boy, you exclaim.
Oh, sport, what are you doing?
Is this the Carl Weezer?
This is it. Dad.
Yeah. You, the viewer, say, there's one thing I know I can do to save the world. You teleport one more time, 2 inches above your current location, just so you can turn into a dinosaur.
Now you're a full-fledged dinosaur. But you're like a big dinosaur too, because otherwise you still wouldn't compare it to the size.
Compared to these
true.
two
That's
Mechazorgs, you are on even terms now.
Really?
Sideways Empire State Buildings.
Yeah.
For 3,000.
That's fine. Well, when you turn into the dinosaur, you're huge.
Yeah.
You're like massive,
And your tail is like really short because it got cut off like dogs' tails get cut off. And then you think to yourself, wow, that practice is kind of fucked now that I see it on a dinosaur.
And you think to yourself, well, at least it'll grow back like a dog's tail. But you're just misremembering things because of the teleportation. It's got
only-
your mind all fucked. They don't grow back.
In the
You got
world
a
you
small
keep-
brain because you're a dinosaur now.
In the world you came from, dogs might regrow limbs like dinosaurs. But in this world, which you actually just realize is the real world that Aiden and Sean and Tyler are from, my God, dogs are not dinosaurs.
As a dinosaur, in your confusion and rage of turning into it, you immediately kill Arby. He is dead. Your dad transforms back into his human dad form.
But you can never transform
But
back into your-
and at first you're happy because you saved your dad, but then you start crying because you'll never be a boy for him, the boy that you want. And then he says, don't worry, son.
You don't have to,
Don't worry, son.
you don't have to.
And then after he grabs your teleporter watch, which fell on the ground when you turned into human, and he holds it backwards and teleports himself 200 feet up in the air.
And he immediately falls and dies.
Yeah, but no. But when he lands, you're a human now, but you're at like where the head of the dinosaur was. So you start falling in the air, but when you land, you're caught by 2 dinosaur arms.
Two
It's your
big
dad.
scaly arms.
It's you don't even recognize him, and then just judging by
he's
the
a
warm
dinosaur
compassion
now.
from his heart,
Oh,
you
that-
realize
that
and
smile, that goddamn smile.
he puts you down and says,
You can't understand him because he's a giant
but you
dinosaur.
think he said goodbye.
Yeah. Luckily, he was a herbivore dinosaur. Otherwise, there'd be probably a 100% chance you'd get munched immediately. So now, what are you gonna do with your new life, viewer, living in this terrible world that is actually real world after Trump gets elected for a second time?
That's the plot. That's the fucking M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Yeah, that's the Statue of Liberty, dude. That's the Planet of the Apes.
It was
twist.
It was actually just our Earth 2 years in the future the whole time.
That's right. 2022.
That's right. Podcast Minute Talk Show is now political Podcast Minute Talk Show.
Well, it always was. It always was. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on that storytelling adventure. Obviously, there is little room for, I guess, misinterpretation because everything is literal. No themes, no nothing. Don't try to read into anything that we were saying.
We were just playing into your deepest, darkest fantasies.
And we're all slaves of the man. So,
On to the cricket in the corner of this fucking room.
dude, you're the only one who's a slave, man.
I know. I correct my statement. I'm a slave to this cricket. You guys have been freed from these chains that I'm cursed with.
Own it.
I feel a lot better knowing that.
Own it. Chains look good.